Good day, students. Today we're going to look at the solution to a couple of your practice questions. This is 1K and 1M found on pages 11 and 12 in chapter 6 of book 3 of your ma1025 booklets, and this deals with multiplying terms, and this one concentrates on what do you do when you multiply like bases and so on. So let's have a look at the first one. Just says simplify. Now when it says simplify, of course it means simplify according to operation, and we can see the operation is multiply. Those raised dots mean multiply. And when we're multiplying terms, 1, 2, looks like 3 terms separated by the raised dots, then you just, first thing you do is multiply the coefficients. So it'll be 10 times, now understood in there in front of that one is the number 1 times 3, and 10 times 1 times 3 of course is 30. So our numbers I always do first, the coefficients, and that gives me 30. Then I'll look at the very next first letter. Now the first letter, or first base here, is P. Now we have P to the negative 2, right? P to the negative 2 times P to the 3 times P to the 5. See them all there? So what do you do with each one of those, right? What happened to my 5? Oops, sorry. That's what we got, right? P to the negative 2, so I just rewrote each one. Negative 2, P to the power 3, and P to the power 5. Now, whether they're separate, because it's all multiplied, I could rewrite it like this if I want, but most people don't. They just do this straight out. And what's the rule? When you're multiplying like bases, so if I had P to the A times P to the B, if my bases are the same, which they are, then we simply add exponents. So when we're multiplying the same bases, doesn't matter how many I have, whether it's 2 or 3 or 4 of the same base, all you do is add your exponents. So multiplying like bases, what do? You add these exponents. So negative 2 plus 3 plus 5. Now you can rewrite the extra step. You can do that in your head, do it on calculator, your choice, but it's going to be the first exponent plus the second exponent plus, in this case, the third exponent, times r to the, now notice the letter r is also written there, or the base r, 3 times. 2 of these times there's no exponent there. Now it's understood to be 1, and I encourage you to write that in. So I'm going to write 1 there and a 1 there. It's understood. You still have to add those 1s. So it's going to be 1 plus 1 plus negative 1. So it's 30p. Now go to the calculator, and I already did the first one. Let's try to check it again. Oh, negative 2 plus 3 plus 5. That gives us 6, and I'm sure a lot of you can do that in your head. So these 3 here add up to simply 6. So simplify. That's what the word simplify means. Put it in simplest form possible. And this is r to the 1 plus 1 minus 1. And again, if you're still having difficulty with signs, you can do it this way if you desire. Okay, but 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus negative 1 is 1. And then of course you can rewrite it without the 1s, but both answers are correct. So there's your final answer for the first one. And the second one, same idea. I'll look at the numbers first. Now notice these have brackets around each term, and bracket next to bracket. When we see that bracket next to bracket, that means multiply. Okay, just like the raised dot over here also meant multiply, right? That raised dot you see there. Okay, so bracket in front of bracket means multiply. And I'll do the numbers first. 1/6 times 6 times 1. Right? So this is basically 1/6 times 6 times 1. The 6's cancel. That's just 1. Okay? Or if you want to do it on your calculator even, you can. Open bracket, 1 divided by 6, close bracket, times 6 times 1, and you can see what we get. So and again, good, you can use the fraction button on the calculator as well. So lots of ways to do that. So the coefficient is 1. I'll write it there for now. Now I'm doing the x's. So it's x to the 8 plus negative 10 plus 3. So I took each x term. What did I do? I added the exponent. So right, and just lay it goes to one base, with all three exponents. And then I'm going to do the next one the same way. So z to the 6 on the first one plus -3 plus -2. So now you can leave the 1 in front of the x if you want. It's up to you as a coefficient. 8 plus 3 is 11 minus 10. It looks like I get 1 here as well. 11, let's check over here in the calculator. 8 plus -10 plus 3. Oops, looks like I got 3 twice there. Delete. And it is indeed 1. Now over here I got 6 plus -3, which is 3. 3 plus -2 is also 1. So it looks like the coefficient of this one is also 1. Or the exponent, sorry. Now you can remove all those 1s. That's the same as just having xz. Oops, let me rewrite that. Okay, so all those 1s are understood. The coefficient and both exponents are understood to be there, so you could write this just as x times z. So there's your final answer, just xz. Now if you want to leave it as 1xz, that's perfectly correct. If you want to say 1x to the 1, z to the 1, that's also correct. But the simplest form, remember that's what you're asked to do, simplify, which means simplest form possible. I think this would be what we would call the simplest form possible. Alright, so the answer is just xz. Alright, that's the solution to a couple of your questions. Hopefully that helps. Bye for now.